Yeah.
Where's that from? I've never heard that last name.
I have no idea, and people always ask me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have no idea. I
It's
was
from
not a good kid in.
Oh, you're breaking up. There you are. You're back.
Oh no, I lost you.
You hear me
Hold on.
okay?
All right. Yes, we're good.
Okay, so this is Dave. We're here with Tom Lelyo. I had to practice pronouncing that correctly. And Tom is at Music Compound in Sarasota, Florida. And Tom,
Mm-hmm.
you are not feeling anyone's pain right now, but it's -5 where I am. We got people in Chicago and Michigan, -25. Okay.
Oh,
And
forget it. Forget it.
and
We're in 50, and I'm freezing.
oh, really? It's in the 50s there.
Oh yeah.
So Sarasota, is that north in the state?
It's considered Southwest Florida. It's like it's on the West Coast. It's just south of Tampa, about an hour south of Tampa.
Like 50 sounds pretty warm right now. I'll take it.
It's freezing.
So Tom, you'd mentioned that you've got what, 40 to 50 kids in your Kidzrock and Jr Rockerz?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, that's insane. Insane in a good way. And do you know off the top of your head, can you break it down in terms of how many in each program?
I'd say there's probably about a 30-20 mix, where 2/3 of it was Kidzrock and a third Junior Rockerz. We are a school with about over 200 students on our Teacher Zone account that we know that are active. So, I mean, I guess if you look at it that way, Kidzrock Junior Rockerz now is taking about almost 30% of our business. So it's becoming more and more of our business, which is huge because we had before, about a year ago when I first started here, we had a Ready to Rock program that was for 3 to 4-year-olds and then 3 to 5-year-olds and then a 5 to 8-year-old version. But it was just teachers doing their best to kind of think of a curriculum month to month. They would basically change an instrument. They would introduce a new instrument every month. And it was just up to the teachers. And that worked well when the teacher was really on board. But if we ever needed to sub, or if the teacher just wasn't really, engaged in it, then it was going to be really hard. So when we introduced the Kidzrock program, we had a small pool of people to pull from, but I would say maybe we had 10. You know what I mean? Like 10 people we could pull and just kind of transition right. Okay, now we're going to do Kidzrock instead of this Ready to Rock programs. And actually, it's probably less than that because they only formed the band. So.
But look, 10 is still if you got only 10 kids, if someone just had 10 kids in the program, they're going to probably be tripling their investment at that point. Yeah, you get to 30, you hit over 15. Now you're seeing some really impressive profit margins. You're obviously well beyond that. And you're teaching Kidzrock, correct?
So what happened was for the first 3 months of Kidzrock, we had an instructor, and then that instructor was no longer able to take it. So then for the next 3 to 4 months, I took over the like 3 out of 4 of the Kidzrock bands. And now we're at a point where we're trying to transition to hire a new instructor to take it over from me. So now I'm down to 1 band, and I think as of tonight, I might be totally out.
And I'm just curious, do you have a sense of what the retention has been like with you at the helm of the teaching? Has it improved?
I'd like to think so. I mean, basically we went from a transition and I basically had them for about 3-4 months. And of the people that said they were going to continue for the entire year, we kept the majority of the kids. I would say maybe if you averaged it out, 1 person per 5-6 person band decided to freeze. And most of them, if they froze, it's because they want to come back later, because the parents are in a point where they're just trying stuff. So they tried music, they liked music. Now the kid wants to try gymnastics.
Right.
So there was really nothing that was like, no, this. And if they did leave, also, I forgot, we had probably a handful of those people that transitioned into private lessons already. They were on the older end, and the kid found out he really likes drums, and now he's a private lesson kid in drums.
So that's a total win for the studio. It can definitely be a blow to a band, because typically that kid who's transitioning out's your strongest musician. And So, yeah, that you put some pressure on the band coach to really kind of, keep that group together, or bring in some fresh blood.
And
Okay.
I would say one other thing is that, like, we are not using Kids Rock to its fullest potential. Like, me as a band leader, like, I was just trying to keep it afloat. So we focused primarily on the songs. And then once they got song 1 and 6 down, those rhythms were so able to be transitioned into real songs. Like, I just started asking, hey, what's your favorite song? And they'd be like, they'd say my Justin Timberlake, Can't Stop the Feeling. I'm like, oh, okay. So that kind of goes with song 6. So we're going to do song 6 and we're just going to play these chords. And now, so it kind of took on a life of what's more of our vibe here at the studio, where our rock band program, our jam session, it's all about how do we get them playing the songs that they want to learn.
Right.
So we weren't doing any singing. We weren't doing some of the more advanced stuff. And so that's exciting to me, because there's still more that we can do with Kids Rock that we're not doing yet.
Well, more importantly, is the program's working for you now with someone like yourself who can think on their toes and do that. That's great. Not everyone's necessarily going to have that ability. And so the program's really there for, like I always say to my staff, learn the program, master it, and then make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because some groups you'll be like, you'll have a group of 6 to 7 year olds where you think, wow, they could really kind of, get into actual pop songs like you're doing. And what I've noticed is that the 4 and 5 year olds in the program, they really need to do the program as is, because they just don't have the ability yet.
Right.
And what is that awesome music I'm hearing in the background?
Do you hear that? I'm sorry. So
no, it's all right. It's great.
We have a large warehouse in the back, which is where our studio, our stage is. And at once a week, basically, we have a big band, like a 20-piece, like jazz band that comes in and uses our space for practicing. So it's a whole big band thing going on. I love it.
They sound great. I'm like, wait, I thought it was 2019. And what is it, 1934 back there?
I can't even hear, because these are like noise canceling, so I don't even hear.
Nice. Okay, so what do you attribute? I mean, you've been very successful with the program. I think you've probably got the most kids in it right now. And just to clarify, you're saying that you've got more you're saying you've got about 30 kids in Kids Rock and 20 in Junior Rockerz?
That's a rough estimate. It might be more closer to 12 and,
Yeah, and I would anticipate over time that those numbers are gonna switch. They're gonna flip, where you're gonna see more kids in Junior Rockerz. Yeah, maybe you'll have 30 in Kids Rock or 40, and that's great. But right now at my school, I've got 50, maybe 40 to 50 in Junior Rockerz right now. But they're all coming through Kids Rock. They're aging out of it into it.
And I'm excited about that prospect, because it really sets up kids ages 8 to 11 for great success, especially for a school like ours, where it's more contemporary, it's more rock, like that's our vibe. It's hard to get a kid that age to learn the guitar enough to go up on a stage and perform it, and like really perform it. And it's not just, an acoustic guitar doing Twinkle Twinkle. Like, it gives them that stage for success that makes them want to continue on.
Right. Well said. So tell me a little bit about your marketing strategy, because before you jump into it, I just want to make sure I have this right. You guys you're doing everything in-house, and you're not dumping money into Facebook ads for it.
Yeah, we have not done any Facebook ads. Step 1 was letting what's called Ready to Rock. We were letting our existing customers know, hey, we're going to be transitioned. So if they were already going to sign up for the fall for the old program, we're like, okay, we're doing a new program. So we started there.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. How was that communicated? Was it just through email?
It was thrown out in an email, but it was mostly when they came in, we kind of like grabbed them and said, hey, this is going to be the change that's going on. So again, person to person. And again, there was only maybe 10 kids. So, I mean, that wasn't we knew we weren't going to grow the program with just that. So then, go ahead.
And how did you explain to them that this was going to be different? How did you present it?
So we said we're going to be launching a brand new program called Kids Rock. It's an international curriculum that gets kids playing guitar, electric guitar, drums, and keyboard, all in the context of a rock band. And I mean, that's all they needed to hear. They were like,
right.
Oh, rock band, real instruments. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. And then, okay. And then what was your next step?
Then we went to our list of people. We pulled a list from Teacher Zone of who was the right age. And then I think we sent a campaign out to them, but maybe like 2 or 3 emails. Like it wasn't like this huge long thing. We sent like one, let's say in August, and then one at the end of August. And then that's kind of where we started. And we ran a promotional. We said, if you just want to do it, we said it's going to be like semesters, basically a fall semester, a winter semester, which winter for us is January through May. Like that's kind of how we look at it. And then summer's the other part. So we just said a fall semester, winter semester, basically all school year. If you sign up for a single semester, it's $130. Okay. If we sign up for the entire school year or to more than one semester, it was going to be $99. So we put in that, hey, here's a deal. We also said it's only going to have 5-6 kids. So that was going to be scarcity. We ran that. But we really sent about 2 of those. And we only launched with, I would say, 2, maybe 3 bands. Sup, pup?
He's like here crying, he's like wants to be held. I can't.
That's awesome. So we started with maybe 2 or 3 bands, and then as the need, kind of came out, we're like, oh, okay, we need a 2:00 one, we need a 4:30 one. So, and then starting in January, it just blew up so fast. And then and then in December, we were like, okay, we need to add even more classes. So I think it just blew up so fast.
But how were you? So you said 3 emails.
It was 3 emails, and then we took the list of people that were that age, and we just got on the phone and started calling people.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So who? Yeah. And you said those phone calls were divvied up between 3 people.
Yeah, it was between myself, Kaylee, who does our front office stuff and also helps me with phone calls, and then Jenny, our owner. And we used Infusionsoft to track all of our calls and stuff. And we used Infusionsoft to get who was in that age range.
And to clarify, Infusionsoft's a CRM.
Yeah, it's a customer relation management. So, you can use Infusionsoft. Some people might use MailChimp or whatever or Teacher Zone, however they want to do it. But I'm just trying to think. I feel like it was just getting on the phone. Oh, with the emails, we did send an email out, and then we targeted the second email to anybody who opened it. So we did go that next step to kind of dig down. And that email wasn't only sent to the whole school. It was sent only to those people in that age range. So we did segment there, which gave us, a lot more targeted. And then we were making phone calls, and the phone call was just basically, hey, we see Johnny, used to be a student here, or we saw that you were looking for music lessons. Like we have this brand new program that we're launching. It's called Kidzrock, and it's where they learn guitar, drums, and keyboard all in the setting of a rock band. Do you think that's something that they would enjoy? And then it just kind of went from there. Lots of voicemails, lots of following up 3, 4, 5 times. But we just kept doing it.
Well, and I like that question. Do you think this is something they would enjoy? It's of course they'll enjoy it. Okay, good. And now you're leading them to the finish line. Well, great. We got a class on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's really good. And did the 3 of you kind of work out a script as to what you would say on the phone?
We probably should have, but not really. We did have your script and your outline for the kid that comes with the Kidzrock program. We had that like by our desks. But really it just came down to that one line. Like it's a group class, kids, drums and keyboard. And that was it. I mean, we really didn't have to sell. You don't have to really sell it because parents are looking for something. And if they want music, like this is a great opportunity for them. Like it just kind of sold itself. Like it just didn't really take much. And because of the scarcity, it was like we didn't worry about twisting anyone's arm. Either they were ready to go, or they said, "Not, I can't do it this season. Put me on the list for next season." So we knew in October that we had a wait list for January. So we told the people in October, "Are you coming back?" Because we have people on the wait list. And then in January we hit the ground running because we knew we already had the interest.
Did you What was I gonna add? Did you guys hang posters or use the brochures at the school?
No.
Were you talking to people at the school? Would you chat people up?
Yes, we would definitely talk to people if they had kids that age, or if they had a sibling. Susie came in and she had a younger sibling, so like, hey, they should check out the Junior Rockers program or the Kids Rock program. So we were mindful of who to talk to, who to introduce it to, and I forgot to mention this. We did offer. It wasn't as like we're doing it more now because we're trying to fill classes, but we did kind of incentivize sometimes to say, we want to start a band. We need 3 people. Hey, do you have 2 other friends? We were always asking, do you have friends that you think that Johnny would like to be in a band with? Like, oh yeah, like, they would like to be with these 2 people. And then, so they kind of also were incentivized to build the band themselves.
And there's an email in the email materials where I'll say, hey, your band could use another kid. Send your friends this email. And it's like all they got to do is just where you pre-write it for them.
Oh, cool.
And then all they got to do is all they got to do is throw in their email address.
I like that.
Yeah, and you could even so the email, it says for the kid's name, child's name, they have to fill it in, but you could even say, okay, their kid's name is Jamie. You just yourself write it in. Hey, Jamie's doing this program called Kids Rock, and they, here's what we do, and then have them just push it out to their friends.
Yes.
I'm gonna start like tap dancing here with that music in the background.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to move? So I can go somewhere else.
It's all right. It's all right. What was I going to ask you? So, yeah, so it sounds like were all 3 of you making that effort? If you saw a kid in the studio with a younger sibling, would all 3 of you kind of make that sales pitch to them?
I'd say Kaylee probably took the lead more on that because she's usually in the office at the times when there are people there. The other thing I would say is our website gets a good amount of traffic from Google. So when people were Googling us, let's see, Kids Rock is under lessons, and we listed it as, so if you went to our website, you went to lessons, I think it says like kids ages, and we put the ages there. Yeah, we put Kids Rock and then parentheses ages 4 to 7, Junior Rockers ages 8 to 11. So we try, under the lessons tab, they would see like, okay, my kid's this age, this is what I need to look at. And then the page for Kids Rock was pretty inviting. We used, we put the logo up there so it looks official. We took the copyright from the outline. Your kids might be too young for lessons, but they aren't too young for Kids Rock. I think I ripped that right off from your website.
Yeah.
And then we put the video in there so they could watch the video. And then we just had some quick little points like, here's what they're going to learn. And again, ripped right from the copy that was provided, playing instruments, reading music and rhythm, improvisation and dynamics. So we just said, this is exactly what they're going to learn. Here's the cost, and save my spot. That was it.
Yeah, I'm on the page, and I just want to share with everybody what I'm saying. It's a really great.
You screen share?
I don't know if I can do that. Let me see. Maybe I can. You have to like pay extra for it, and I think I just, let me look. Ooh, I can do it. Here we go. We're gonna do a screen share. Tell me if you can.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, take a look at what these guys are doing. This is just great marketing. So yeah, like you said, there's a logo, rock band ages 4 to 7. That's the key thing. I mean, you can almost kind of be done with it right there.
Right.
And say, save my spot. It says your child might be too young for lessons. A pain point. Please don't tell me my child's too young for lessons. But they aren't too young for Kids Rock. Kids learn how to play an instrument in a real rock band. I mean, super short and concise. Save my spot. And they're ready to go. And this is a really great picture. And yeah, you had mentioned this other stuff here, but I bet you people aren't even reading it. My hunch is that they're clicking that.
Yeah.
And there you got a little video. Save my spot. Let's see what this. Ah, look at that. Nice and simple. That's great.
Yeah, so we kept it really simple. And now I'm going to add, actually, I saw Emily Q. I forget where she's at, Miss Emily's Piano. I loved how she was putting on her website what spots are available. So I think I'm going to add to the Kids Rock page because there are one or two bands that only have one or two kids in it. So I think we are going to put that availability somewhere on the website to create that idea of scarcity, exclusivity. Like there's only this many spots remaining. So I'm going to throw that on there at some point, hopefully today.
Yeah. Can you see her webpage?
Can I see it?
Yeah. You see?
I don't see yours. I see your face. I don't see your screen.
Oh.
Yeah. It says we're like screen sharing or something like. It says we are like in screen sharing mode, but.
Here, let me make sure.
There it is. Okay, I see it now.
Now you don't see it, right?
Oh wait, hold on. Where did I go? I clicked something.
Here, no, that was me. Let's bring her back.
I see you now.
Huh.
And then when I clicked swap shared screen with video. Oh, okay. Now I see your shared screen. Yes. Now
okay, cool. So let's take a look at Emily's. So she's offering a free jam session.
Yeah. So that is something we did say. We did have the classes like pretty much full 3-4 kids. And so getting kid number 4 and 5 was really easy because we just brought them to a lesson. And I mean, we have yet to have someone come to a Kids Rock and just to try it who doesn't sign up. Like once they come to try it, they're like, duh, yeah, this is a no-brainer.
Right. So that's really key is having that, kind of low commitment, like, hey, yeah, just come out to, either a trial class. One thing we do is we've eliminated that whole trial thing. We have it in our back pocket.
Right.
So if somebody says, well, or do you guys offer a free trial class? What we will say is, look, why don't you come out to a class? And if Johnny really likes it, we'll just treat that as a trial class and we'll only bill you for 3 classes.
Right.
For the month. All right. We'll make that known.
This one's trying to find like. Yeah, I'm trying to find mine. I'm going to mute it when I'm not talking.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So, okay. So you got Kids Rock going, and I'm just curious, how far along were you with Kids Rock before you brought in Junior Rockerz?
I think personally, it was maybe a month or two where I was like, we need this for the 8 to 11-year-olds. Again, it's a clear path. It's a clear program. It's like, just do this. And it's something that I could insert. It's easily duplicatable. I could put someone into there. And we saw the value of the group lessons right away. And our teachers at the same time were appreciative for the Kids Rock because teachers didn't really like having 4, 5, 6-year-olds in private lessons. It was like, what do you do with these kids? So right away, I'd say about a month or two into it, we're like, we definitely need to do Junior Rockerz. And then maybe took another month or two for us to like pull the trigger on it. But, we started at Junior Rockerz second semester because we knew we wanted to do it.
And has your marketing efforts for Junior Rockerz, has it been any different than Kids Rock, or is it the same strategy?
I think we only sent out one email this time. I don't even remember making phone. I guess for Junior Rockerz we did phone calls. It wasn't like super intense. The other thing was the website was making a difference, and we started probably late December. Anybody who called the school and said, my kid is 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, they're going to Kids Rock. Like, not even an option. So any incoming calls, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're going to Kids Rock. That's what we do. I think I've only had one person push and say, like, I want my kids to take piano lessons. Okay, no problem. Similarly, whenever we have someone call 8, 9, 10, 11, boom, you're going to Junior Rockerz. That's where you're going to start. Parents appreciate it because they want to learn the instrument anyway. They want them to be social. That's part of our vibe here is collaboration. And it's also a cheaper price point for them. So it's a win all around. If you're in these age groups, you're going to these group programs.
That's great. And I think having the confidence to do that, to say, oh, you're this age, well, this is where you're going. We're the experts. We know where your kid's gonna really shine. Do you see the screen share I've got in front of you? I've got Junior Rockerz up, and I found a typo. You see this typo right here?
Okay, now let me make this bigger.
It says your child might be too young.
Oh yeah, I did see that like a month ago, and I was like, oh, I got to change that. Not bad.
So, but I think it's great that you're using the exact same wording. I mean, philosophically, the programs are identical, so you might as well use that text. And great picture.
We have cool. Yeah, I was going to say we have cool images because we take those photos at our concerts. But for the first time when we did Kidzrock and we sent out the email, we just used the ones that was on your website. That girl with the Kidzrock drum.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think she's still there. So my point being like, use the stuff that people are given because it works. It does the job.
Yeah, and so if somebody calls now with an 8-year-old wanting guitar lessons, will you say, well, you got to start in Junior Rockerz, or will you just focus on selling the guitar lesson?
Junior Rockerz usually, and I'll say, okay, if he wants to learn guitar. We recommend that they start off with our Junior Rockerz program. It's for all experience levels. So if he's a straight beginner, there's a path for him. If he's a little bit more advanced, we have a path for him, and he's going to learn and grow in guitar in the context of a rock band.
That's great. I like that better because I say we have sheet music for the beginner and sheet music for the more experienced musician. I like the word path better. Mm-hmm. That sounds more like a journey. Sheet music sounds more academic. So I'm going to use that. That's really good. So it's simple, right? You're just, it's all about talking to people, being confident in the program and saying, no, I know your kid's 6 and you're calling about piano lessons. Well, guess what? They're going in the Kidzrock. And I rarely get pushback. And if I get pushback, okay, fine. Then don't do the band. If you really, let's try it out. Let's try out your 7-year-old in guitar lessons.
Right.
But leading with Junior Rockerz is key. Well, Tom, I was waiting for you to reveal some sort of secret formula that you have in a lock there. But really, I think that the secret from what I'm hearing from you is just being persistent and talking about it to people.
I can't overstate that. And we use Infusionsoft because it allows us to keep notes. But however you're going to keep notes, you can use your calendar for all that matters. And just remind yourself. But it has taken us. I mean, I'm still working on people today that I made contact with first time back in September. And so we just call, and we, it's not that we're calling them every single day. We just, usually what'll happen if it's a hot lead, we'll call them. If we get a voicemail the next day, if we get a voicemail the next day, then we'll extend it to a week, then we'll extend it to 2 weeks, a month, you know what I mean? So we just keep calling and we keep that funnel full. And that's what it's been for us, whether it's phone calls or in person. Like if they're not ready now, if they ever say to us, get back to me in January or talk to me in a few weeks. If they ever say anything like that, it's going right into Infusionsoft under our notes, and we are calling them back. And I think that's one thing that we do well is that I feel like sometimes people are like, oh yeah, call me in January. That's like 6 weeks away. And they figure we're not going to call them back, but we're going to call you back.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. The power of those old school tactics of the phone. I mean, it works. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Tom, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate your insights and sharing with everyone how you built such a successful program.
Well, thank you, Dave, for creating a program. I'm definitely a guy, like, I like to be creative and stuff, but I'm much better at taking a program and then making it my own. And you make it so easy, so affordable, and it's just has been a huge blessing for our studio that, when we look at where we were last year compared to this year and where we're able to go, I'm just sad that we don't have enough space or teachers right now to add more classes, because I know, we could grow even more if we had that.
Yeah. Well, time to raise your price then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Really. All right. Well, hey, thanks so much, Tom, and stay warm there in Florida.
Oh, I will. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.